Hey everyone, it's Clint, and I had to re-record this video not because I was wrong, because it was less. Okay, I'll explain later. I was wrong about a little thing, but makes my point even more when I find out the truth here. So, She-Ra creator Noelle Stevenson apologizes for a slavery joke during a live stream. At face value, that sounds pretty outrageous that she'd make a slavery joke on a live stream where they were just talking about ableisms and other isms. It just doesn't really make sense. And so part of the reason that it doesn't make sense is because it's not actually true. This is a case of making a mountain out of a molehill in order to win woke points. And then you're going to suffer the consequences for it. So we're going to get into the specifics here. But first, if you haven't backed Fatal, check it out. It's on Indiegogo right now, and it is awesome. This book, I'm very, very proud of it. Is going to be some of the best art that you're going to see in comics anywhere, let alone crowdfunding. Best writing, some of the best writing you're going to see anywhere, crowdfunding, comics, or otherwise. I'm very, very proud of this book. And I think that if you're into comic books, this is a must have. So check it out. It's in the link in the description below, which is past 40K. And we're moving on to 50K. That's the next goal here. All right, so Noelle Stevenson posted an apology. Here's the problem. You go on a live stream where there really aren't that many people watching, and you make a joke that you regret. You can just move on with life. But no, not in this case. Not if you swim in the ideological pool of Twitter and you're worried about being woke. In this case, you're going to make an announcement to many more people, many thousands more people, to tell them that you said something terrible, and everybody's imaginations are going to run wild. Now, was this a slavery joke? No, it was not a slavery joke. Should anybody be offended by it? Of course not. But we're going to make an offense out of it anyway, because why not? It's the year 2020. All right. So Noelle Stevenson, who is the executive producer of She-Ra, she's also done comics. Lumberjanes was the only one I was even familiar with. And she is, by all accounts, according to her Twitter account, pretty darn woke. All right. So she says, "Hey everyone, I made a very careless statement in today's stream that hurt a lot of black fans and fans of color. The implications did not occur to me, and that lapse in judgment is fully 100% on me. I apologize wholeheartedly, and I'm sorry for the hurt caused and trust lost." Point here, though, is that nobody saw the stream. There were very few people that saw the stream anyway, so you could have just let it go. But no, you're gonna feed yourself to a mob. All right, so she says, I take the responsibility of creating a safe and positive space for fans very seriously, and I've failed in that today. Thank you for making your voices heard. I will be rededicating myself to examining my language and behavior so that this failure will never be repeated. Man, what on earth did she say that was so heinous? And then here's this extra addendum here. And for the white and non black fans, please remember that I do not need defending and do not harass or add emotional labor to those hurt by this. Oh, brother. I accept the consequences and will be taking serious action to make this right in any way I can. First off, there's nothing wrong to make right. But the way that this sounds, it sounds like she said something straight up racist. So this is exactly the reaction. Everybody's wanting to know, what did she say that was so racist? And then you get a paraphrase statement. They mentioned that one of Bo's brothers worked on the field and his name is So. So now it's become a slavery issue. Truth is that it never was a slavery issue. Not at all. She actually was telling somebody else's joke. I don't know if it was a writer's room thing. I don't know who Bo is. It sounds like a fictional character. He's got 17 brothers or something, and their names all rhyme with Bo. So I'll let you hear out her joke. This is 54 seconds long, and you tell me if you can find the racism. This is a new segment. It's going to be called Joke Police. So we're going to go in and police jokes on live streams and decide if they should be canceled. Essentially, here we go.
Do any of Bo's siblings have names, occupations, or any factoids that are known about them?
That was another thing we started that we didn't get to do because it would cost $1 million. We were like, let's have all like 17 of the brothers come.
Really wanted them all in it.
Ray did a great piece of fan art of all the different brothers you can find on Ray Geiger's Twitter that I highly recommend.
I think that was Sam's idea, Sam Szymanski, who's another board artist, but it was like all of Bo's brothers, their names rhyme with Bo. So there's like oboe and he plays the oboe, and then there's like Go and like Van Gogh and he's missing an ear, and like he would just come up and he'd just be like, which one of Bo's brothers likes to till the fields? I'm like, which one, Sam? And he's like, so. Sam was very big on puns.
So it was a pun. If there was one of these fictional brothers that worked in tilling a field, and notice she didn't say work in the field, like you're seeing people say on Twitter, somebody that's tilling a field, his name would be So. Get it? Pump, pump. That's the joke. That's it. That's what makes it funny. Now, apparently this fictional character, Bo, is black, I guess. And therefore, you cannot work in a field without it being slavery or racism. This is the craziest thing that I've ever heard. Now, I would feel bad, except for she totally brought this on herself. And if you look at her Twitter profile, she's got some comic art there, dogs, but she's also got massive support for rioters and looters. So mobs all around. So it's just crazy that this is the world that we live in, and that this is the single utopia that they're hoping for. And this is how it works. Listen, in their ideology, you cannot be successfully not racist. You can't achieve that. Okay, so anytime I ever have to go to one of those trainings, it's like a sensitivity, I don't know what they call them nowadays, but you sit through one of those classes at school, maybe at work, you're learning about inclusion. Part of the ideology is that you're implicitly racist, and they're going to call it bias, or they're going to call it something to sort of change the landscape so that you have to agree with it. But if you don't, if you agree with their ideology, therefore you have to be racist. You can't not be racist. So I always ask, who has achieved it? Is there one example of a person that has figured out the correct moves to make that has now become not racist? The answer has to be no, according to their ideology. It's implicit. You cannot overcome it. So the best that you can do is like Noel here did, and you can make an apology, essentially saying that you said something racist. You're agreeing that you said something racist. And because of that, you're going to spend some time examining your behavior. You can't say, I'm not racist, because you've already bought into that idea. You're already agreeing. You're conceding that ground. This has to stop. It's okay to just say, I'm not racist, and go on about your life and live your life and make jokes, maybe say things that you wish you didn't say, make jokes that are genuinely innocent that people are going to interpret the wrong way, and just shrug it off and move on. Most of the people on that live stream, you heard maybe like a couple like little groans or whatever, but those were because it was a terrible pun. She didn't say working in the field. She didn't make it, directly a link to racism. This is seriously ridiculous. But this is how it goes. This is going to be happening probably, I don't know, once a week with somebody that you've heard of forever, until people wake up and realize that this woke culture stuff is just hurting everybody. It is not helping. It's terrible. So it's obnoxious, but that's what it is. So when you hear that she said something racist and said a racist joke, know that that's what it is, but also know that she agreed that it was racist, essentially. She apologized for it, and she will be sort of working through the ideology in order to receive some kind of forgiveness. This is so like some kind of weird secular religion. I can't even. I don't know. It's crazy. It's the original sin of being born racist. Or you can just reject it and be interested in comics and let people say whatever they want to say and be offended or don't be offended. It's all good. Check out Fatal. It's on Indiegogo right now. We've passed that $40,000 stretch goal. So there's going to be a fan art section in the book. And now we want to give everybody a fold out poster at 50,000. So if you help us reach that, it'll be such a great milestone. Check it out in the link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content, and let me know what you think about all of this bad joke nonsense. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.